think it's disingenuous, and I don't think you care about the suffering that my community's gone through.
Okay, that's your opinion, but that's not what it is. I'm not being disingenuous. I'm being very fair.
I don't
I'm
think
actually
that you care at
challenging
all
your
that my
claims.
neighbors
That's all I'm
died.
doing.
I don't think that you care at all that children were brought to the hospital for tear gas inhalation. I don't think you give a shit about any of that.
All right. Yeah, sure. Don't sensationalize this. But anyways, I mean...
I'm sorry. Am I sensationalizing it, or did that
Yeah,
happen?
you are. Okay, so let's...
No. Let's talk specifically about that case, because this was back in January, before Alex Preddy was murdered. Another person was shot. It has turned out we're actually charging the ICE agent who shot him because he lied about the circumstances of the shooting. But one of the things that happened is the community responded, and people came out and yelled and were upset and protested. And they, with their lack of training, threw crowd munitions into a neighborhood in northeast Minneapolis. And one of the things that happened is a person who was trying to evacuate his family of 6 from his own home because ICE was turning the neighborhood into a war zone, sending these crowd musicians and tear gas canisters everywhere. A tear gas canister was thrown under his car, and his children had to be brought to the hospital for inhaling tear gas, because tear gas is really scary for kids. It can fuck up their respiration to the point where they don't oxygenate their blood enough, which is why they need medical attention. That fucking happened. Now that I've given you more details about it and shown you that it's not just some random case I'm making up to make you feel sensationalized about how this happened, it's a specific thing that I was referring to that you can go read news articles about. Do you think that's a good example of the type of harm that I'm talking about? And can you demonstrate to my audience that you give half a shit about those children?
Okay, well, here's what I would say to that. Anyone, including ICE, that does something illegal, breaks the law, or let's say even morally... Well, I wouldn't go into moral because this is a more of a legal thing. Yeah, if they broke the law, they did something they were not supposed to do, they should be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Hasn't been proving.
They wear masks. We don't know who to sue. They don't have badge numbers. They don't identify themselves. The public can't get access to their body cam footage. When they killed Renee Good and Alex Preddy, there's supposed to be 2 independent investigations. Every time a federal law enforcement officer kills a person in a state, there's supposed to be a federal investigation that's done internally, and then an independent state investigation. In the same, I've brought this up in this episode already, in the same way that if a police officer accidentally runs you over with his car, accidentally gets into a fender bender with you, he has to call the police himself and get a different agency to show up and investigate him, because he's not supposed to investigate himself, and his buddies who work down at the local police station aren't supposed to investigate their coworker. So there are systems in place to protect people from this sort of wrongdoing, and they are very conspicuously not being obeyed.
All right. So what do we go by that? What is your assessment of all of that? Let's say they're not being obeyed.
ICE is my assessment of all that.